Hello everyone, I'm Max, and today I'm here to maximize your fear. Throughout the recent years, many disturbing things have been caught on dash cams. From weird unidentified creatures to killers and to many other unexplainable phenomena. So today I decided to highlight some of the most chilling and downright horrifying things ever caught on dash cams. So grab your maximum fear coffee mugs and allow your fear to be maximized as we recap the scariest dashcam clips ever. This terrifying dashcam clip was taken by a couple driving late one night. They were in a rather remote and forested area. As they sped along, they accidentally hit an animal with their car. They stopped the car and they were deeply saddened as they thought they hit and killed an animal. But according to the couple, what they swore was initially an animal began to shapeshift before their eyes. What happens next is spine-chilling. They turn on their headlights only to reveal a horrifying sight. The sight of a humanoid creature jumping on the hood of their car. It's hard to see what exactly the being looks like, but it seems to be a human in a robe or cloak or something. And you can tell they're completely petrified. This is when they quickly reversed and got away from the strange creature. They sped to the nearest police station and told them what they had just witnessed. And according to their reports, the police believed them, and not only believed them, but said they have encountered strange things on that road as well. The couple is traumatized, and I'm sure they'll never drive on that road ever again. They believe they encountered a shape-shifting spirit that night, specifically a skinwalker. They saw it shapeshift from an animal to a human right before their eyes, making them believe for life. This terrifying video took place in April of 2024. A woman from Queensland, Australia was driving through Redland City near Brisbane when she had a life-threatening encounter. As she drives down a small city road, she spots a man and a woman just walking down the middle of the road. What happens next will catch you by surprise. The man turns around and notices the car. In a fit of rage, he leaps up onto the hood and punches the windshield in. After this, the man reportedly ran around and tried to open the passenger side door, but luckily it was locked. Because the woman's car had a certain safety feature, it wouldn't let her drive away. When the car senses someone or something is on the hood of the car, it won't let you drive. Also, the woman was standing pretty close behind her, so she couldn't reverse either. She was trapped. Luckily, when the man hopped off the hood of the car, the safety feature went away and she was able to drive away successfully. She sped out of there and drove directly to the nearest police station, and she relayed the details to authorities. This attack is still under investigation and the suspects haven't been located. It's unknown what the man's intentions were. Was this all an attempted robbery scheme, or could it have been something even worse? This recent mysterious footage was just released on July 25th, 2024. It occurred in Reconquista, Argentina. Some witnesses were out late at night when they spotted a strange unknown creature laying on the road. The creature is jet black and it's hunched over in a grotesque position. Its arms are very long and skinny, and they seem to come to a point at the ends. It also has a big round head and a slender body. It just sits there moving its head around slightly. Some immediately speculated this was just a dog or a cat. However, it's bigger than a cat, and also its arms are way too long to be a dog. The way its elbows bend inwards, dogs can't bend their limbs like this, so it's impossible to be a dog. Zooming in closer, it almost looks human-shaped. Perhaps a human-dog hybrid or something. Whatever it was, the witnesses had no clue, and it looks like we have no clue as well. Let me know what you guys think it could be in the comments down below. A guy was driving late at night to his friend's house. The roads he has to take to get there are rather deserted and remote, making the drive an often eerie experience. As he drives down these roads, not a single other car is seen passing by, but what is seen is something straight out of a nightmare.
I'm driving and I see some, like, look at that. There's something up here.
You can tell the man is startled and doesn't know how to react to what he's seeing. Seen on the side of the road is a white robed figure with long dark hair. They're just standing there motionless. Upping the brightness, we get a better look. Who is this woman and why is she just standing there like that? Is the explanation something paranormal, perhaps a ghostly spirit that haunts this stretch of road? Maybe a woman died in a car crash on this road and now her spirit remains in the spot of her death. Or is this some deranged lunatic trying to lure people out of their vehicles and into the woods behind? Either one is a frightening realization. The following video took place somewhere in South Africa. A man was driving to work when something horrifying happened to him, and luckily he had a dash cam that captured every second. From the left side of the road, two armed men step out into the road, blocking his path. Then a third man jumps in from the right side of the road. The man in red, holding a pistol, aims it at him and gets up extremely close to his car. Luckily, there were no other cars behind him at the moment, so he threw it in reverse and backed up quickly. He was able to create just enough distance between him and the men to begin to turn around and try to drive away the other way. The men sprint towards him and get dangerously close once again, but he narrowly escapes and successfully drives away in the other direction. The craziest part about this encounter is that it happened in broad daylight with multiple people watching. Just imagine what happens on these streets of South Africa when no one is watching and it's dark. In Victorville, California, on June 17, 2024, a mother and son were driving down a busy highway. The highway road was surrounded by mountains. As they drove along, they looked over into the mountains and noticed something strange. They believe they witnessed a Bigfoot or a giant or some other cryptid creature. They believe this because this mountain area is reportedly inaccessible to the public.
No, porque mira, ahí se ve pequeña en la grabación, pero se mira como que fuera, pero no. Si te fijas la es y como donde le quedan los arbustos sobrepasa. Y una persona, mira, se ve grande y está parado junto a los arbustos.
This is not an area where a person can go and just run up and down. The woman states that it's not a person and it's bigger than a person. The shape of the body doesn't look like a human. Zooming in and taking a look at some still shots, it does look pretty Bigfoot-like. It seems to be brownish in color, it has a wide body and a domed head. and analyzing the way it runs, something seems off. But many believe this is not a Bigfoot and it's actually a different cryptid creature entirely. But skeptics believe this was just a person up there. But what do you guys think? Did this mother and son really encounter an unknown creature? Now, not much information was included with this dashcam capture. A photo was attached and the source is unknown. Supposedly, a man's parked car in a residential neighborhood in Ohio snapped a photo of a giant hairy beast. The real question is, how the hell would a Bigfoot walk around a neighborhood and not be seen? These things are supposed to be super elusive and smart, so why was one supposedly spotted in a neighborhood? It was said this was taken at like 3 in the morning, so it happened when everyone was sleeping, but still. Analyzing the photo regardless, the creature has brown fur with exposed feet and hands. And its mouth is wide open as if it were yelling or something. Just a really strange and questionable photo. Like I said, it's unknown where the photo came from, so we can't verify if it's real or not, but regardless, it's still interesting. 2 guys were on a road trip and they were trekking through remote mountain roads. It was late at night, so they were driving carefully and they were on high alert. But as they drove, a strange bright red figure appears on the right side of the road, and their dash cam captured all of it. The figure is rather tall and wearing a very bright red robe or dress. They're slightly walking towards the car. Reportedly, they were many miles away from civilization. They were far up into the mountains. So how and why would there be a person out there in this secluded area? The guys were deeply puzzled and also very frightened. The men, along with viewers, are left to wonder who this was and why they were there. Viewers bounce back between paranormal theories and a few other disturbing theories. One of them being this was a person who was at a cult meeting or something, deep out in the wilderness, and this was the attire they wore in the cult. Skeptics state it was probably just a lost man or woman, but judging by the eerie attire, it doesn't seem likely, especially because of how secluded the area was. So could this have been an evil, ghostly entity that haunts the mountains? Or is it a cult member or perhaps even a killer? This disturbing video was taken on August 15th, 2019. A police officer is driving down a road and his 2-way police cruiser dashcam captured every moment of the incident. At first he's seen texting and driving, something we should never do. This is what we take notice of first, but what happens next completely disregards the texting and driving aspect.
Sync will attempt to call 911. If you wish to cancel the call, please.
Out of nowhere, a car flies over the median and smashes directly into the front left of the police cruiser. The impact is so sudden and intense that the officer flies forward and the airbags are set off. If the officer wouldn't have been texting and driving, he could have potentially avoided the collision altogether. But it would have been hard regardless, and the accident is obviously not his fault. Shaken up and injured, the officer sits there for a second. Then he exits his mangled vehicle. Ambulances were called to the scene. Luckily, both the police officer and the other driver survived with non-life-threatening injuries. The officer was taken to the hospital and evaluated by medical professionals. It's assumed this Tulsa police officer made a speedy recovery. as well as the other driver. But it's still unknown how and why the other driver was able to launch themselves over the median and onto the other side of the highway. But what really matters is that everyone was okay. The following creepy video comes from an unknown source, but it's a pretty popular dashcam video, and maybe you guys have seen it before. Pretty much a man is driving along a path in the woods very late at night, when suddenly something unknown crawls out from the brush. The creature is humanoid shaped and it crawls across the path on its hands and knees. It's very pale and skinny. Its whole body is a consistent bright white color. As the man watches the creature go past, he becomes deeply unsettled and he backs away. Slowing the footage down, we can see it has skinny arms and a skinny neck with a large head. And its torso seems extremely skinny, too skinny to be a human. The otherworldly look of this being is convincing people this is a cryptid creature. Some speculate the rake, the pale, elongated humanoid creature that lurks in the woods and comes out to wreak havoc and terrorize humans and animals. This is what the rake looks like. All I know is the video is terrifying, and the driver has no idea what he captured that night. The following video has been going very viral on TikTok. It was uploaded on April 6th, 2024 and has amassed over 69 million views. There's a certain TikTok trend with music playing in the background, where you're supposed to turn the lights on and off with the beat and the words of the song. And this innocent guy here just wanted to try the trend out. He was in his car alone filming and his spirits were high. He's enjoying doing this trend and having fun, until it suddenly takes a dark and disturbing turn. The second time he turns the lights off, a face appears in the passenger seat. But when he turns the light back on, it's gone. At first, he doesn't notice it, but when he does, he gets extremely spooked. His reaction seems very genuine, and that's why this video is getting so much traction. Online viewers believe he's being haunted by a ghostly spirit, but if the spirit is good or bad, we don't know. In Hoedspruit, South Africa, in June of 2021, a man was driving down a dirt road out in the wilderness. As he drove along, he stopped his car completely because a giant animal began to block his path. A giant African elephant. It seems angry at the man's presence, and we know this is true when it suddenly rushes towards the car. The strength of this elephant is insane. It sticks its tusks into the hood of the car, completely dismantling it. It carries the car and turns it around, and then luckily it leaves, feeling as if it did enough. The man had a two-way dash cam in his car, so it captured his reaction as well. You can tell the man is scared to death and doesn't know what to do. Luckily, the elephant left when it did because it could have done so much more damage if it wanted to. And I'm sure the man feels very lucky after surviving this encounter. Just a crazy piece of dashcam footage, some of the craziest of the whole video. Alright, I think it's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, go ahead and smash the like buttons, mom. Let's aim for 2,000 likes for another one of these scary dashcam videos. And if you want to get to know me more, you want to see more of my spooky content, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Maxwell Fear, or you can go ahead and follow me on TikTok, Maximum Fear YT. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because only 14% of you guys who watch my videos are subscribed. And be sure to hit that bell as well so you don't miss when I upload. And also feel free to check out my special Maximum Fear merchandise and coffee mugs. They're in the description down below. And also feel free to check out my brand new second channel, More Maximum Fear, where I post other content. Alright, I hope your fear was maximized. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.